bit about your family back. Are you ready to go? Okay.
I
Sorry. Mrs. Mazetiz, can you tell us a little bit about being born here in what used to be a winery, right?
My great-grandfather built this in the late 1800s to make it be a winery, and he lived in another house on the farm here. In 1911, they converted this into a house, and my mother and my dad lived with there until they got their own place built. And they were living here when I was born. I always said I was born on Labor Day, but it was September the 2nd. My father was to the farm, the market in Atlantic City, and my mother was alone with her two half-sisters or sisters-in-laws, and they had to help deliver me.
Wow. And where were you born in the house?
In the back, in the very back end of this right side.
Wow.
That side over there. They had like a little apartment, little separate kitchens and things. And this house had, even my uncle heated the hot water with hoses on top of the flat building over there. It wasn't until maybe the 1954 they got heated here.
Wow.
The hot water for the hot water. 1925.
1925.
That make me as old as the hills.
So by the time you were born,
the winery was done.
The winery was done. Can you tell us a little bit about wineries in Mullica Township and what ended them?
Well, there was a lot of wineries in the area. There's 35 within what they call the city of Acorn, but we weren't. We were out here. There was Butterhof's here. There was Salmon's out on Darmstadt Avenue. There was the two Shermers on Deera Street. Carl and Bill Shermer had a winery. And I'm sure there was quite a few up in Nesca with the Italians over there. But there was right here. And my grandfather had, all this was in grapes. I remember cutting grapes here and pruning grapes.
Wow.
And things when I was in high school. And but the grape industry here died in the late 1800s because the aphis plant ruined the roots of the grapes, and they all died off. Okay, and so the winery business was done. Sister Rita was born in 35, and when she was a little over 4 years old, before in October, the teacher asked my mother to please send her here so she had enough kids in kindergarten to have a class. They came to school, they climbed out the window, go out to the outside bathroom. There was no kitchen here, they brought their lunch. I don't know about a wood stove, but I'm sure they still had one then. So that was Mrs. Beebe was the teacher, and the other teacher was Mrs. Percy, and Mrs.
And describe the inside of the building for us.
There are two rooms in there, and they had the coat room in the back. Every schoolhouse had a coat room where they would put the bad kids in when they did misbehave. So that was it. So this is the oldest preserved place in South Jersey. It was originally a cotton mill, then a paper mill, and then it was a theater, and then the last couple of years it was rented, leased out for somebody to do some art for the area. And Mr. Lightman had photography classes in here, and then after that it went to ruin. It's gone to ruin. But I remember coming to plays in here, off-Broadway plays at one time. Okay, this was the center of activity before the railroad came through. I don't know where the Pleasantville Schoolhouse, but it was in this area somewhere. We haven't found the ruins of it yet.